Hey guys, I'm back to do another video. It's a requested video from multiple people. I'm going to do a brow tutorial today, so I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're watching. That's why I have one eyebrow done, one eyebrow not done. And I don't have any face makeup on, and I'm breaking out a little, so that's awesome. We'll cover that up later. Okay, so before we get started with the tutorial, I just wanted to share some tips and tricks that I do to make sure my eyebrows look good all the time. One of them is when you're washing your face and you're exfoliating specifically, make sure that you're always exfoliating over your eyebrows as well, because nobody wants to have like flaky skin stuck in their eyebrows. Okay, so my second trick or tip is at nighttime when you're using your heavier duty moisturizer, I always put, quite a bit on my eyebrows just to make sure, again, that I don't get like flaky dryness, dead skin. And then for the daytime moisturizer, I either don't put any on my brows at all, because then it's hard for the product to stick if they're really if there's a lot of moisturizer on your eyebrows, or if I'm gonna put my moisturizer on and then I can let it sit for a while and wipe it off before I do my eyebrows. You can do that too. Just make sure that you wipe your eyebrows off from any excess moisturizer before you go in and start doing your eyebrows. There are tons and tons and tons of different brow products nowadays, so it's just kind of finding what you think is easiest to work with and what looks best with your eyebrow. But I have a few different ones here to show you. The first one is obviously the Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. This is the Ulta brand, and I love it because it's a tiny pencil, so you can get those realistic looking hairs because it's so thin. And then the second one is the Brow. This is the new product from Benefit. This is a cream gel brow color, and I love this. It's really easy to work with. You guys will see when I start using it. But it comes with a little brush too. So the brush is in there like this, and then it just pops out and you can stick it in, and then it's really easy to work with. So I'll be using both of those today for sure. The third product is the Gimme Brow from Benefit. This stuff is amazing, especially if you just like a really natural brow and you don't feel like using a pencil or any pomades or gels or anything like that, because this stuff has little fibers in it, and the fibers attach to your real eyebrow hairs and create like a fuller look. If you don't feel like doing all this, this is something that you can use just for a natural brow look by itself. And then there are products like this that are like a pomade slash powder that you mix to create your brow shape. So there's tons of different products. Like I said, it's just finding what works best for you and what's easiest to work with for you. So I'm going to be using these three today. So let's get started. So for starters, if you're new to this, what is this? If you're new to creating brow shapes, I'm going to show you how to map out your brow. So you want to start, your eyebrow usually wants to start, or you want it to start, right where the corner of your eye is, straight up. So this is where the eyebrow should start, and then the eyebrow should end at an angle, like just an angle from this corner of your eye. And then the arch part should be if you go to your pupil and just take a diagonal from your pupil, that's where your arch should be. Before I start putting any product in my brow, I just like to take a spoolie and really comb through the eyebrow hairs for a while, because it just separates them. I like to comb them up because then you can, see where your shape's gonna be. But I do comb for quite some time just to separate the hairs and get them in place. Okay, I'm gonna start with the pencil, and I just like to draw the line under the thicker part of your brow. And whenever you're using a pencil to do your eyebrows, you want to use short strokes and not like start drawing lines, because then that's when it'll look really fake. But you just want to use short strokes so that it looks like a natural hair. And then see how I have like a little bit of a hole right here? I just bring that and fill that hole in. Okay, so fill that hole in. And then come out to the end. And then that's pretty much all I do with the pencil for the bottom part. And then for the top part, same thing. See where your eyebrow starts or ends, whatever you want to call it. Use short strokes just to create more of like an even shape. And then this is, I don't know if you guys can see that, but my arch comes all the way up here, but it's really like bald in through here. So I just take where the arch starts and then kind of connect it down here to the end. And I do use kind of like just a straight line for that part, because we're gonna fill it in with short strokes afterwards. But then you know exactly where to fill in through here where there's missing hairs. And then after I get just the outline done, that's when I go in with my Gimme Brow product. So when you're using the Gimme Brow, just flip it over to the brush side. And here's what it looks like. So then you just get a little bit. You don't want to do too much, because too much you can't take it away. You can always add more. So I just get a little on my brush. And then I like to fill in with this product, and same thing with the like short strokes. I feel like eyebrows take the longest of any part of the makeup application. And then in the front here, most people like it to look really feathery and wispy, which I would love for mine to look like that, but I have almost no hair up at the front, whereas most people like have no hair back here. I kind of have a lot of hair in this area. I'm just like lacking a lot of hair here, so I do have to do a little more filling in than I feel like a lot of people have to do. But you just want to be really light, not a lot of product, and then the natural, to get it to look natural, you just brush it upwards. Don't be afraid to grab your spoolie and go in and just keep combing it out. Okay, I had to grab a mirror, and I'm gonna do this from here because doing it into my phone is kind of hard. But so I hope you guys can still see. But just keep following the brow mapping shape that you started with, and then when you're filling in, it's kind of just short strokes until you see the fullness that you want to see. So another benefit of that Gimme Brow product, that gel that I combed through the last step, is that it'll just hold your brow hairs like totally in place all day long until you wash your face, which is an awesome benefit. The last step of the brows is carving them out. This isn't a must, but I like to do it. So I just take a concealer. My favorite for this is from Benefit. I love this stuff. And it's in the color Light 1. So you can just use a concealer, just as long as it's a little bit thicker and not like a super liquidy concealer. And then an angled brush. Sorry. You could just use the brush from the Brow product too if you wanted to. But you get some of the product on there. And I'm going to have to do this in the mirror, sorry. But you just outline under the brow, and this will just make it look really, really sharp. So just get a good outline under your brow. I hope you guys can see that. And then with the flatter side of the brush, just kind of brush it down. You don't want to obviously see the line, but you do want to see the sharpness from the contrast of the lightness. And it'll just make it look a little sharper. And then sometimes I even do it on top. Just makes it look a little sharper and a little cleaner, especially if you need your eyebrows waxed or something. Okay guys, so I went and finished the rest of my makeup just so you could get an idea of the completed look. I know that everyone starts out with different shapes of brows, different amounts of hair in their eyebrows, different wants for their eyebrows, but I hope this tutorial helped you guys a little bit, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. I'd love to answer them for you. And just always remember that eyebrows are supposed to be sisters or cousins, not twins. So as long as you can get them to look how you want them to look, then you are good to go. And I would love it if you guys would subscribe down below, maybe like this video, and I'll see you guys next time.